So, how many reps should you be doing to build muscle? Now, honestly, I do not like this question, but I get asked it so many times. The reason I don't like this question is because it is not universal. As much as everyone tells you, you look it up on bodybuilding.com, you should be doing 10 to 12 reps or 8 to 10, whatever it is. It's not universal like that. That's not the rep range where you build muscle and then everything in between you don't. That's not correct. The thing is, when I used to train that way, my first 2 years, 3 years of working out, people would tell me you got to do 8 to 10 reps. So I would do that. I would just pick a heavy weight and then I would do 8 to 10 reps, and I would drop the weight after my set, and I wouldn't even be feeling much of a burn. I'm like, I can do so much more, but I'm like, oh my god, no, I have to stay within that rep range because that's the rep range to build muscle. So I didn't really get any far doing that. And then I would just up the weight, to make it more challenging, but then it would take away from my contraction because my form was shit. So there's this problem that people think, oh my god, you can only do this rep range, or if you do too many reps, you're not going to build muscle. That's not correct. As soon as I started doing reps where honestly, I stopped counting, guys. I stopped counting my reps. I know people are going to be like, what the hell, Veronica? But I stopped counting my reps because instead of the rep range, I'm going off of how I feel. So, I would be doing the reps, I'd be going and going, and as soon as I would feel like I could not do any more reps, then that's when the set is done. That's when the muscle is contracting and it's going to grow that way. I use this reference called reaching failure, and failure is when you can no longer contract the muscle. It's done. You can't even go up in a leg extension or whatever you're doing. That's where you grow the most amount of muscle. That's where you break down the muscle tissue so that it's forced to grow stronger. Too many people go to the gym and they do not push themselves hard enough. And that's why they don't grow. It's not because, they're not within that rep range, the muscle building magical rep range. It's because they don't work hard enough. So instead of focusing on 8 to 10 reps all the time, you should be focusing on how good is this contraction? Am I feeling my muscle contract intensely? Because if you're not, you're either using too much weight or you are not doing enough reps. And that's what's stopping you from growing the muscle you want to grow. And another thing, if you are doing 8 to 10 reps or whatever, 10 reps every time because you think that's a magical number, you're missing out because some of your muscles, they're not all equal. For example, I have weaker hamstrings compared to my quads. And when I go to do a lying leg curl for my hamstrings, I have to do anywhere from 15 to 25 reps because I'm not getting enough contraction if I do only 8 to 10 with really heavy weight. I don't feel anything. It's not contracting. I'm just, driving the weight up and not even getting a good contraction. So I do 20 to 25 reps because those first few reps that I'm doing, 10 reps, they're not enough to challenge my muscle. But then if I go too heavy, it's too much of a challenge and I get less out of it. So I do 25 reps, and by the end of it, my muscle is freaking fatigued. It's like I can't contract it anymore, and the burn is so much. So guys, do not just put yourself in a box with 8 to 10 reps. It's honestly, you're missing out. I can do 8 to 10 reps with the shoulder press. It's great. I feel my muscle contracting well, and I'm really breaking down the muscle tissue. So again, it doesn't matter. Don't even, honestly, with my clients and myself, I don't even count reps. I tell them, stop counting your reps. Just focus on what you're doing. Your body is going to tell you when you've had enough. It's going to tell you when it can no longer contract. So that's all I have today, guys. Try this method out. Don't count your reps, but if you feel like you can do a heavier weight while keeping your form proper and getting a really good contraction every single rep, then okay, use that heavier weight. But do not go heavier, and do not do 8 to 10 reps just because that's what everyone says to do. You got to think more creatively when you're training and find what works for you so that you can grow a muscle that you want to grow. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and send this video to one of your friends that is like, I can only do 10 reps, nothing else. They don't challenge themselves to do more reps, or just send this to anyone that you feel would benefit from it. So thank you again, and I will see you in the next video.